Let's get real. Welcome to TBC Today. This podcast features friends in and around the Triad Baptist Church community. Hear encouraging real-life stories from our weekly guests and inspiring insights from our host, Pastor Rob. To learn more about Triad Baptist Church in Kernersville, North Carolina, visit us online at tbcnow.org.
Welcome to another episode of TBC Today. So we're excited to have our guest, someone that Pastor Rob doesn't know as well because she's from our community, but someone that I do know pretty good. I used to teach Bethany at Gospel Light when she was in high school. So we've got Bethany Mitchell here. She's married, has two little boys, 4 and 15 months, and then your husband actually works for the Kernersville Police Department.
That's correct. He's on the traffic team.
Okay, and how long has he been doing that?
He's been a police officer since 2012. He used to work for Winston-Salem, but he's been with Kernersville now, I think, a little over 4 years.
Okay, great. So we're excited about that and so thankful for all that they do. Bethany, if you ever go to our favorite chicken place across the street from Triad Baptist, if you ever go to Chick-fil-A, Bethany is the Sales and Brand Growth Director, and that's a big title, and that's what we're going to talk about today. She's been there for 15 years, and so, Pastor Rob, we're going to flip your timer.
Get the sands of time going there.
And let's get this started.
All right. Well, great to have you today. Thank you for being with us. We kind of have an interest really in the whole perspective of working in the secular world, something like Chick-fil-A. And yet we want to know a little bit about you, first of all. So you went to Gospel Light, I understand. Now, I remember you because of my son was a couple years younger than you. And at the same time, I knew your dad a little bit. We'd talk at ball games and stuff like that. He pastors. Does he still pastor?
He pastors. It's called Faith and Family Baptist Church. He's been there for 26 years. It was called Meadowview, but he just changed the name. And it's a smaller church, but we really like it. We're thankful for all of our members that we have there.
Yeah, that's great. Now, I didn't know you well. I just remember some of the things I remember about you is you're just really kind.
Yeah.
If I remember that. Was that true?
Is that what they say? Yeah.
But anyways, it's kind of cool. And so really just through that connection, that's about the length of what I know from you. But now, how did you end up getting a job at Chick-fil-A?
So my dad wanted me to help pay for my first car. His dad did that for him. So he would, whatever we made, he would match. So at Chick-fil-A, we actually hire at 14 and a half. But when I was 15, we went up there and, got me a job. Tom Bruner was the manager at the time. So kind of knew him through Gospel Light a little bit. So got me on working there. I hated it at the beginning. I was extremely shy. And I went home crying probably after the first several shifts, but it just kept pushing me to go. And I'm so thankful that they did because it just helped me break out of that shyness shell and just continued and built a really good work ethic there. And I've loved it. I mean, been there for 15 years. So
15 years.
Yep.
So you kind of work from the bottom up.
Yep.
Now, did you slowly get into management pretty quick or was it?
So first when you start that young, you can only work a few hours a week. And so I worked a little bit. Plus I cheered at Gospel Light, so just didn't have a lot of time to work. But worked a little bit and then became what was called a section leader at that time. And then we had what was called a team leader, took over a nighttime management role. And then was introduced into the marketing director role. And it's still kind of the role I'm in, just the name's changed. It's called Sales and Brand Growth now. But just slowly climbed the ladder. And
it took how long then to get from there to where you are today?
I became the marketing director in 2013. So probably about 6 or 7 years and then took over this new position. Been doing it about that long.
So apparently they must have seen something in you that,
so.
But you never really had a desire to manage one or be over a whole Chick-fil-A.
I get asked that a lot, but my operator, David Griggs, I see all the stress that he handles in owning one. I would gladly work for him, but I wouldn't ever want to own one. No.
So tell us a little bit about what you do. What does a marketer do?
I do a little bit of everything. Well, right now we're not handling the cow as much just because of COVID and everything, but would take the cow out all over the community, to schools, do different things. I handle any donation requests we get, handle fundraising opportunities through nonprofit organizations. Anytime there's a big event going on in Kernersville, we like to be in the parade, or when they were having the Spring Folly, be a part of that, the Honeybee Festival, and just kind of do all the fun things. I handle kind of like team culture and sending out birthday gifts to team members and celebrate anniversaries, or if we hit big goals, I'm the one that gets to go out and buy all the things to celebrate and have the parties and stuff. So
if you haven't been real busy, like with COVID, I mean, are you like sitting around a lot, or what are you doing?
Well, I helped a lot more in the store. Everybody knows with a lot of staffing issues different places have had. We've kind of had it too. We're really slowly building our staff back up. So I've helped out in the restaurant a lot as well. And we've been doing some virtual things. We did like a virtual bingo night. We did a virtual like reading story thing. And so we slowly are trying to get our events back going up and slowly getting back into that marketing role.
Okay,
I think
good.
too, for us at the Academy, I don't know if you remember this, but you guys did a fundraiser with us.
Yep.
We
did it.
Super Bowl.
Yep. It's the first time we'd ever done that fundraiser because we're kind of not doing the spirit nights anymore. The senior class, I think, Miss Joanna Yates, they sold chilled nugget trays for a fundraiser, and you guys made, I think it was like $9 per tray, sold 54, I think.
Yeah.
So we were actually able to do a good check for the senior class for that. So it was great.
Because that's like the only time you can get Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that was the way we promoted it with the Academy parents. Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right, yeah.
So that was a really cool and creative. I thought a really creative way to.
I learned that from another Chick-fil-A, so kind of stole that idea from them and brought it to our community.
Yeah. Have you helped out with the logistics of having to go to all outdoor, or you really didn't do much with that?
I did some. My best friend is the drive-through director, so I kind of helped her work through a lot of things about how we had to go to all drive-through. And so we're kind of slowly getting back into opening up the dining room. And we're looking forward to having guests back into the restaurant.
There was always a rumor you guys were never going to go back to that, but that was always false.
Well, yeah, I mean, always false. But actually, today is the first day this June 1st is opening back up the dining room. It's just kind of a soft opening. We haven't really kind of blasted it into the community. 75% of our staff has never even worked in the dining room. They've been hired since the pandemic. So we're trying to show them what it's like to serve a guest inside. So we're excited to have people back in.
What does that training involve, and how long does it take?
We have a training director also, and it just there's videos and things that they can watch, kind of like we have an iPad. It's called Pathway. They can watch different things about how to greet the guest and how they are handled face to face versus through a car window. So different things. Usually doesn't take very long, a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. But you don't really work directly with that piece. As far you're really trying to be out in the community, and that's probably going to get going again here real soon.
Yeah,
too.
Our catering's kind of slowly creeping back up, so we're really excited to get everything back to normal.
What are the challenges for you working at Chick-fil-A?
I would say just, I don't know, being able to work with my friends. Sometimes we have to get serious and not be such friendly, and get serious and get to work. That's kind of a challenge. And then I don't know, not really. I
don't
feel
have
like
many. You
not
like
really.
it all.
I love it so much. It's kind of hard to name a challenge.
Well, what is probably the most exciting or the most rewarding thing that you do in your job that makes you say, this is why I keep going and want to get up today and go back to work?
Well, the relationship I have with my owner-operator is amazing. He's literally probably like a second dad to me. I mean, I can even just go to him and ask him advice about unwork-related things. So the relationship I built with him and his family is really special to me. And then just when we have team members that have gone away to school, a girl that I still talk to, she's actually in to be a pharmacist, talk to her on a daily basis. Just those stories of people that go, and it's just really rewarding to know that you've helped someone in their life and made a difference.
So like help them in terms of their future?
Yep.
Or okay, I see.
We also do scholarships, team members that can apply for them. This year, I think we did 9 scholarships to team members that can apply, and they do that every year. We have one girl who has just received it the 3rd year in a row. So it's something really special for.
Well, what do you think the key to success? I mean, Chick-fil-A has just been so successful in ever since its really inception, but really more recently in recent years. What do you think is the key as you work there? What do you think makes that so successful?
I think being on the guest with a personal level. We have great team members. I don't know. everybody says, well, how do you find such amazing people? I don't know. We just do. They just come to us. And we find the greatest, the most special young people and team members that we have. We actually challenge them to learn guest names, not just their order, but know their name, something about them. We actually call it the Name Game Hall of Fame is what we have at our store.
Wow.
And we have 5 people that we've taken their picture and they've learned 50 guest names, something about them, their order. We put their picture up on a wall. And I think just creating that personal connection with the guests when they come through in the morning, especially for breakfast. See a lot of the same people on a day-to-day basis. When they know you on a personal note, it makes you want to continue to come back to Chick-fil-A, not just for the food, even though that's amazing as well.
So you got the community aspect
right.
of it, which is one thing that our podcast is about, is to really get into the community and find out how people are utilizing their stories and their testimony to.
Yeah. Now, is 70% of the people that work there teenagers, or is it a broad mix?
I would say yes. More people that work during the daytime are more of your probably 30 and older crowd. But we do mainly at night, especially probably have 60 young people that work in the night.
Wow.
So,
is it user friendly with your faith? Like, are you allowed to speak about your faith any? Or?
You can. We do have some team members there. I know that don't, kind of talk to that. We don't ever want to push that on them at all. We want to make them all feel special and unique, that they can express themselves in however they want. But we do. I mean, I obviously am very grounded in faith and appreciate that part about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's history. I mean, even the founder was a solid Christian. That's why you don't open on Sunday.
That's correct.
It's part of the reason. So do you find that environment draws Christians, or it really doesn't matter? I mean, you're just drawing anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I would say we probably have several Christians that do work for the company, but we do have just a mix of everybody. So it just draws good-hearted, loving people.
It's just good chicken.
That's right.
Well, I guess I was thinking about it from the perspective of, how do you feel like your faith is made real in your job? Like, how do you try to implement that into what you do?
I don't know. I guess I just go in every day with just trying to share Christ through my heart and just showing His love through how I present myself every day.
Mm-hmm. Which is a quality of the company itself.
That's
to
right.
have those kind of representations.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And so, just a little bit. Tell us a little bit about. Just get more context from how'd you meet your husband?
So I met him at Chick-fil-A.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. In 2007, actually. He went to East Forsyth High School. He's actually a year younger than me. So I met him out there.
He was working?
He was working. He worked in the back of house in the kitchen area. And I was actually a section leader at the time, I think. And I had just ended another relationship. Just graduated from high school, started talking to him a little bit. He had like this really big curly fro. I don't have a picture. I wish I had a picture.
What did Dad think of that?
He wasn't too crazy.
Wasn't too crazy about it?
The first date, I guess, he showed up to our house. He actually drove this little black Honda Civic and had a really loud muffler, and he pulled up and they were like, "You're not riding with him." So we drove 2 cars all the way up to the Grand movie theater off University Parkway.
That's great.
And so anyways, then I actually went off to Champion Baptist College immediately. And so continued talking a lot through writing letters. He'd send me lots of care packages. I said he's like the main reason I got the freshman 15, because he sent me like chocolate all the time. And but anyways, I just went to Champion for a year. It was really far away from home. Like, I'd never really been on my own like that, which I think it's good. I think it's great for everybody to be able to get away. I mean, my mom had always done my laundry, so it was nice to get away and learn how to live for myself. But so anyways, finished out that year of school and just my heart was home with him. So came back home.
So you were still pretty serious during that year away?
Yeah.
Just writing, talking, those kind of things?
Came home. I flew home a lot over the weekends to be home with my family and with him. And so anyways, came back home and finished out my associate's degree at Forsyth Tech, continued dating, and the rest is history.
And how long were you married after that?
We dated from 2007 to we got married in December of 2013.
2013.
Yep.
And so Dad kind of took to him, and Mom took to him over time. So
I mean, yeah, they love him now. I mean, but yeah, he is, excuse me, started going to our church, and so he teaches Sunday school there now. Is active
okay
in our church, and so yeah. They
That's pretty
all
cool.
love him.
Yeah, how did he get saved? Was he already saved by the time you first met him?
Yes, he was saved in I think it's a church down in Wahlberg, I believe, but he was saved at a young age. Yes, sir.
Okay,
That's
good.
pretty cool.
Okay, so you were at a year at Champion Bible College. You said that was a really hard time in your life. Was that probably the hardest time you faced in your life?
No, actually, it wasn't. In October of 2011, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. That has been the hardest thing in my life. I was terrified of needles. I think there's like a word for that, but when I got my ears pierced in 5th grade, I passed out. So I had to overcome the needle thing, and so I've always had it for 10 years this year, and I actually wear a pump on my arm that gives me a little bit of insulin all the time, and I wear another sensor that can scan and tells me what my blood sugar is, and it's been a learning curve.
You were married at the time, right?
I was not married yet. I think
okay.
I was engaged at that point. But even when I had my first son, he had to be in the NICU for over a week, just because my insulin was passed on to him, so he had to overcome those sugars. And both of my kids now today don't have diabetes, and it's not something I got from eating too many Little Debbie cakes. Something like that drives me insane. I guess my pancreas just stopped working a little bit later on in my life, and my uncle has type 1 diabetes, and so.
Were you scared when you found that out?
I was terrified, more of the needle thing than anything else. But I can eat things just like everybody else.
What do you eat at Chick-fil-A? So one of our little kids has type 1 diabetes. What do you recommend for someone?
Well, I don't eat the healthiest things, but I mean, any type of grilled product has no carbs. But I usually have a Chick-fil-A sandwich with waffle potato fries, and you just have to take the insulin that you need to cover out whatever you eat. So it was a big challenge in my life, but I'm thankful for it.
So with that patch, you don't need to worry about your day, or do you still have to check yourself?
I still check my sugar, and when I go to eat, I pull my little thing out and tell it how many carbs I'm eating, and it tells this how much insulin to give me. And I was actually helping open a store in Massachusetts in 2018, and a customer saw this on my arm, and she said her daughter had just been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, so I talked to them for a few minutes. That was really special to me, that I could kind of have that connection with someone. So yeah.
So you can see how the Lord sort of used
even that heartache in your life.
Yep.
Yeah. And so do you still open stores, or is that something you did before?
The last one I did was in 2019, was in Santa Clara, California. But they kind of weren't really allowing people to travel over the pandemic. And now that I have 2 kids, it's harder to leave them with my husband. But I was able to help open 10 restaurants across the country for a couple years. It was a great time. I loved it.
Wow. Yeah. Pretty cool. So, I've been in, Christian education for most of my life in some aspect. We have a great school here at Triad. But one of the questions I've gotten my whole life, and you probably have too, and we get quite often around here, is people assume that Christian school graduates have less opportunities in the secular workplace. So I think there's sort of a mindset that if you graduate from a Christian school, you have to go into ministry and you have to go to a Christian college for 4 years or whatever. How do you feel about that? And what do you contribute to getting you where you are today and really, a secular career?
Well, I would 100% disagree. I mean, just because I went to a Christian school doesn't mean I'm any less intelligent than anybody that went to a public school or a non-Christian private school. I know several people that I graduated with. My insurance agent went to graduate with me. The girl that cuts my hair went to Gospel Light. I know several RNs. My own sister is a radiation therapist. She gives cancer patients radiation on a daily basis. She graduated from Christian school. So I think that there's many opportunities for anybody, that you're just treated just like anyone else, but you're able to carry the Christian aspect in your heart to a secular work environment and be able to share that with others.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I like that.
And then where I'm at today, like I mentioned before, just climbed the ladder, hard work and dedication, and received a lot of trust from my owner operator, even so today that he trusts me to be the Chick-fil-A lady and be out and grow the brand for him in Kernersville. So.
So someone who starts working at Chick-fil-A as a high school student, and they want to, they endeavor to grow in that company. What do you recommend on what suggestions you have?
So when you start working at Chick-fil-A, well, at our store specifically, our operations director has developed this leadership development program. He can go in depth and tell you a lot about it. I don't know too much about it, but it's like a 7-step process where you show interest, and then they have you do like a cultural type course where you learn about different cultures and different things. Then you take a test and you read books and watch this kind of video, and you complete all these steps. Then you're like eligible to become a leader at that point, and they pull people from that to fill positions in the restaurant. So we are always trying to grow leaders. I think we might have 3 people in that program right now. And even some of those people, I mean, technically haven't been with us very long. I don't think it's about the number of years that you've been with the place. I think it's just about the desires that you have in you to grow and want to lead people. It's not necessarily about the number of years that you've been
And you
there.
mentioned even hard work a minute ago.
Yeah.
Just, do you have a lot of people who just take the initiative to go above and beyond?
Some people are just a little bit more outgoing than others and want to take the lead and lead the staff to hit goals in the drive-through and make sure that we're getting our results for having returning guests and different things like that.
That's good. That's really good. Now, as far as just your personality, like I don't remember real well, but I was trying to think back. Were you more shy? And do you think that this job like literally changed your personality? Because I could see. So give me an example of something where you could say today, like, you don't dress up like the cow, though, do you? You don't put on the cow outfit?
I have been in the cow.
You have been in the cow.
Yeah, well, sometimes the most shy people are the best cows ever, because they get in that cow. I mean, obviously we're not putting it on in front of a group of kids, so they get in that cow in front of people that don't know they're in there, and they are just, I mean,
they don't care.
Ryan
You're in costume.
Eads,
You're in costume.
Ryan Eads, he was
Ryan's one of our kids.
he
Kids
did the cow for us a little bit, and I would consider him to be a pretty shy kid, but you put him in the cow, and I mean, he was just like
comes to life.
They pop an earbud in, and it's just like they do great. So
that's neat. That's kind of cool. Well, how about for you? What's an example for you? Like, how did you see yourself kind of coming out of yourself, like from a shy girl maybe to more confidence and all those kind of things?
The marketing position specifically, even when I was in management, I would still probably consider myself kind of shy. You know, I didn't ever want to pull anybody in the office and come down on them or have any type of conflict. But when I went, they send you to, they used to send you to restaurant marketing director training in Atlanta. And kind of when I went there, and it was like a workshop, I think went on for 3 days. This was in 2014. You're just thrown in with like this full like groom of all these people and individuals, and they're just like go from 0 to 10 like this, and you just had to pick up and jump in. And I think that was kind of the point where I was like, okay, Bethany, you're gonna have to, if you want to do this job, you're gonna have to figure it out. And
what drew you to the marketing aspect?
I'd always enjoyed helping with the fun things. My owner's wife, David, his wife Melody, used to be the marketing director, and she was looking to step out of that role. So I'd always enjoyed helping with. We did like Diet Our Date Night and different kids craft nights and things. We didn't do a lot back then as we do now, but I always enjoyed helping with those things. So I think that's kind of what sparked his interest to come and, do you want to take this over? And so, yeah.
And you were really interested. I mean, like you didn't feel shy at all. You're like, I can do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
And not even feel nervous about it.
That's right.
That's kind of cool.
It's so fun. It's like I don't even go to work every day. It's like,
that's great when you love your job that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that way too.
Yeah.
You can get paid for something you love to do.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's kind of
You
cool.
don't have to work a day in your life if you get paid for something you love to do. How does it work with your family? Does your schedule work well with them?
Works really well. Chick-fil-A in general is just flexible in anyways. My kids, my mom watches them on a daily basis, and if I need to bring them to work with me for some reason, I can. We have an off-site office. If I go over there and work, they can bring them and they can play. Very, very family oriented.
That's interesting to know. So they don't push you to try to give your soul to the company.
Right.
You really feel that sense of boundary that they're going to protect that.
Right. Yep.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, I think that I would not have had that impression. I would have seen it as a very driven place, that push, push, push. But you're giving me a different angle there that you feel like they're sensitive to that.
Yep.
And so, have you ever had a situation where like, I got to go?
Not me personally, but we do have a couple moms that work during the day, and if they get the call and their child's thrown up at school or whatever XYZ, and they need to go, I mean, we allow them to go. I mean, yes, it's important for the job, but I just kind of feel like family kind of.
Everybody just kind of picks up the slack and you move on.
Cover that spot and finish out the shift and figure it out for the rest of the week. So
that's good. That's
cool.
Okay, well, you got anything else that you want to tell us, kind of enlighten us about the community, or anything you want to say about Chick-fil-A for the community?
I don't know. I guess that's it.
I wanted to know about this new salad you guys have.
So
what's this lemon kale?
It's called the lemon kale Caesar salad.
That does not even sound good.
It sounds good to me.
The word kale right there.
Oh, I love
it.
I
have some coupons. I'll drop them back by so you guys can try it.
Nice.
It's got our grilled chicken nuggets on it, Parmesan cheese. It's come with like a lemon kale Caesar dressing. It's really good. I think.
Is it really good?
Yeah, we sell several of them. So
when you get new items, do y'all sample them and taste them first before they go out to the community? Or?
Well, sampling now looks a little different than sampling did a year and a half ago. But we do. Sometimes we try to blast out coupons. I think when we did our spicy grilled sandwich that we had earlier this year, we took some coupons around to the fire department, police department. Sometimes we like to try to drop out and get people to come out and try the new products. Yeah,
that's neat.
I don't know what else we're going to do new this year. They were talking about a pimento cheese sandwich, but I don't think that's going to work out, unfortunately.
Why is that?
I think
they're not ready to release it.
Are you kidding? That sounds great to me. Pimento cheese chicken sandwich. So, anyways, we have had some flops. Macaroni and cheese. I mean, that, like, everybody loves macaroni and cheese that we've had. But they came out with baked beans. I don't know if you guys ever tried the baked beans.
Mm-mm.
They weren't very good. So they took those off the menu.
They took them off.
I think they had like a lot of molasses in them, so they're like really sweet. So the macaroni and cheese stayed, but the baked beans, they took those out. So
that's cool though. They do that, rotate in and out.
Mm-hmm. My favorite item is the chicken strips. I think it's a really underrated Chick-fil-A item. It's like my favorite. With Chick-fil-A sauce, 100%.
Yeah.
So.
I pretty much don't do a whole lot of variety. I go there and get the combo one or the grilled chicken. If I'm in a healthy mood, I get the grilled. Mm-hmm. But I usually don't like to get that. I like to get the fried because it's such a unique taste.
It is.
It's wonderful.
So I want to know, what are some things that customers do that drive you crazy? Are you allowed to talk about that?
You're getting in the deepest, darkest parts of my life.
That's right.
Okay, well, I was thinking about this. So there's this thing called TikTok. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but this new social media platform, and you can go on there and search about all things Chick-fil-A and Chick-fil-A hacks, and if you beat a team member to saying "my pleasure," then they'll give you their food for free. And if you go in and ask for a salad bowl to mix all your food again, okay, those things are not true. Okay, it can just be so frustrating when a guest comes and they've seen something that's gone viral on the internet. Just because you see something on the internet does not mean it's true. So they come in and they want these things, and we have to tell them no, and it kind of creates a conflict that never had to be to begin with. But so anyways, those things can be kind of frustrating. But we do love all of our customers. They're all 100% awesome.
We love you even if you aggravate us.
Yes.
Okay, so for us loyal customers who love you too, what are some things that you don't want us to do?
Come in and say, I saw on the internet today that I got a free sandwich. No, you didn't.
So people just kind of make that up and come in and be like, hey.
Yeah. There was this other one going around about new moms. If you call Chick-fil-A and tell them you just had a baby, they'll like give you a catering tray and all. No, not, not in my Chick-fil-A. You can call the country, I guess, and find out which one. But
do you ever have anyone dress like the cow on the wrong day for the free deal?
Yeah, so we haven't
Other than me?
We haven't had that in a couple years. We actually had somebody dressed as like a horse one year and like some other random things. But Cow Appreciation Day is always a fun day for see people come in, moms come in with like all their little cows and get free food. So
that is kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for those tips.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I've been waiting for that.
I'll say it everywhere I go.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Well, good. Well, listen, that's kind of really rounds it
Yeah.
up for me. Is there anything you'd like to tell us or anything you want to say as we close here today?
I think that's it.
Hey, well, we appreciate you being here and just sharing some of your thoughts and some of your ideas. And if there's any way we can help you or you can help us, we consider you a friend, and we consider Chick-fil-A a great friend to us. You have,
Oh, yes.
over the years, it's been unbelievable, the support and the deals
Yep.
and just the heart that they have. And so we're just grateful for Chick-fil-A, and we really believe it's a real partner to the whole Christian community and really to Christian efforts.
Yep.
And I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah, we're so thankful to have the relationship we do with you guys as well.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. We do events and school activities and
Yep.
missions conferences, and so they're always so great to just help us out and be a part of that as well. So we appreciate that.
Mhm.
All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a great week.
Thanks for joining us this week on TBC Today. We want to connect with you, so make sure to visit our website, tbcnow.org, and subscribe, rate, and review the show in iTunes, Spotify, or Amazon Music. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, and be on the lookout for our next conversation.